the interview will be mainly on two rounds. So first round I'll ask some basic theoretical questions, basically on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript and React, and then we can move to the coding round. So first I'll send you some code snippets, then you can explain your answer, and finally we can go to some small functionality questions. All right, so I'll start with HTML. So, can you explain about the meta tags and the importance in HTML documents?
Yeah, meta types for so many reasons. Like you can use keywords and SEO purpose, and not only with that, and you can use that for the screen sizes and the devices. So yeah, and
Any other importance like
Hi folks, කොහොමද? ඉතින් ඔයත් මේ දවස්වල ඉන්ටර්විව් එකක් එනකම් බලන් ඉන්න කෙනෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, ෆ්‍රෙෂ් ග්‍රැජුවේට් කෙනෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, එහෙම නැත්නම් එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් තියෙන ඩෙවලොපර් කෙනෙක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඉතින් ඔයගොල්ලෝ හැමෝටම ගොඩක් ලොකු ඇඩ්වාන්ටේජ් එකක් වෙයි කියලා හිතනවා මේ වීඩියෝ සීරීස් එක. මීට අමතරව ඉන්ටර්විව්ස් වලදී අහන මේන් කන්සෙප්ට්ස් එක්ස්ප්ලেইন කරලා මම සිංහලෙන් වෙනම වීඩියෝ සීරීස් එකක් කරගෙන යනවා. ඉතින් ඒකත් බලන්න. ඒ වගේම මොක් ඉන්ටර්විව් එකකට පාර්ටිසිපේට් කරන්න ඕන නම් පල්ලෙහින් කමෙන්ට් එකක් දාන්න. channel එක subscribe කරලා දිගටම සෙට් වෙලා ඉන්න.
is it related to SEO or SEO? Like, do you have any idea?
yes, I have already told, right? SEO. So you can use keywords there. So that is very important for the SEO part, and also screen sizes, like and devices, and yeah.
Okay. All right. So, have you heard about semantic tags in HTML?
Yes.
Can you explain? I think I lost your voice.
Hello, sorry.
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So, what was it?
It's about semantic tags. Have you heard about semantic tags?
Yes, it's like basically everything based on the semantic tags, like the heading tags and navigation tags and block quotes and section, uh, so on.
Okay, okay. So, what is the difference between get method and post method in HTML?
Post is for submitting something, and get is for getting something. Like you want to call a let's say like we have a product list and we want to call the list. We can use get method, and if you want to update, if you want to push something, you can use post method as well.
Is there any difference other than that, like getting and updating? So, in the document level, is there any difference, like HTML perspective?
HTML was no idea, but I answer based on the JavaScript point of view,
Okay.
not HTML.
Okay, okay, no worries. So, what is the difference between Canvas and SVG?
SVG is I don't know how to theoretically explain. SVG is used for the image processing, right? It's a kind of image type. Okay. Canvas is not an image type. It's a I don't know how to explain it. You use Canvas to create some stuff. SVG is a pure image creation, and Canvas is for let's say like 2-3 image and bulking that into one stand, something like that. To be honest, like I don't know how to theoretically explain it. Yeah.
So, if we take the SVG, how it look in the HTML level, like, so can we?
It's a code. It's a complete code. You can see the maybe like HTML tags and sometimes sometimes HTML tags, and after that SVG and path is there, and yeah.
So,
And Canvas is like canvas. Inside the canvas is something else.
okay. So what is an iframe and how we can use it?
Iframe is for I don't know how to answer it theoretically. Let's say if you want to call a web application inside another web application or whatever, like maybe like not only the application but the players or whatever, you can embed it inside the iframe tag and get this one.
Okay. So how we can include a script using script tag to the HTML document, right? So
Script that means JavaScript, right?
yeah.
For
So
JavaScript purpose. Okay.
do you know the difference between async and defer attributes in the script tag?
Yes, async for the asynchronous calling scenario. And what is another one?
Async and defer.
Differ. I heard the differ one, but not exactly.
So
I have heard it, but not exactly. Yeah. Sorry.
so you said about async. Can you elaborate more, like how it happens behind the scene if you use async tag?
Um, like if you want to call API related stuff, that is something related based on the asynchronous function, right? So it's like a
Yeah.
call and it's getting some delay because of the API. So that's the for that purpose we are using this.
Let's say I have a heavy script in my script. My script is a heavy one. So,
Yeah.
like, have you ever used this async or defer tags to, I mean, balance the load when we are loading HTML page?
Yeah, it's a good question, but to be honest, like no, normally we do bundling JavaScript, right? So like we are using bundle scenario like Webpack Pro, like now if you are using Next.js, it's handling its own, and yeah, so that in the sense like we are not doing something like that. So we, to be honest, like no, I'm working around 5+ years in React. We are not using any HTML script tag anymore. So this is like it's a different kind of scenario.
Okay, yeah, I'll jump into the CSS part. You are using plain CSS or any preprocessors?
Give me a second. Sorry, my sorry. It's depend on the project like
Okay.
let's say like if it is a very complicated product, there are so many components we need to use, so much handling the events handling part we need to use CSS frameworks, like for example like material UI or ANT design or something like that. So if it is a normal like no normal HTML, a normal it's not a like no enterprise level product. If it is not an enterprise level project, we can use simply pure CSS. That is also like no pure CSS means like we need to do with a high performance or performance like module CSS or CSS in JS and or whatever like no post CSS method, something like Tailwind or something. And yeah, if you are using Tailwind, then we need to go with the Tailwind based component libraries like Daisy UI or something like that. So it's all depend on the project needs.
Okay, so when it comes to
Sorry.
CSS, have you heard about
Sorry.
box?
You asked the preprocessors, right? Sorry.
Yeah,
Sorry for the interruption.
like
So module CSS is not depend on the related to preprocessor. Preprocessor means SaaS or less. And yes, SaaS, obviously SaaS, and we are not using much less now. And yeah, so if you are using SaaS, that is also fine, but that is also outdated now, and we can use SaaS in module CSS or whatever the post CSS method. Sorry, go on.
okay, so can you explain the box model rule in CSS?
Yes, so box model is div, margin like margin padding. Those are the things for box model, right?
Yeah,
And div element,
can you
div element,
elaborate
something
more?
like
Like, yeah, margin padding. Like, do we have any other things there?
borders, something like that.
All right. So, what are the units we have in CSS? Like, we have different units
Mm.
to.
Yeah, pixel, REM, EM, and so on. There are so many things.
Can you compare the REM,
Because,
EM?
uh, theoretically, okay, pixel for the it is pixel size. REM is the best practice for the mobile devices. Like, focus on the responsiveness. REM is the best way, and EM also we can use. It's depend and mm, yes.
Do you know how it relates to the pixel size, the REM and EM, the calculation?
Yes, 16 pixel for one REM that is a base, and mostly we do one rem. After that, like goes like something like that. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How do you get the 16 pixel?
And
Is it
to be honest,
specified one?
Taraka, like I'm I'm okay. So I'm trying my best to reduce the media queries. So in the sense, like I'm not using REM as well. So let's say if I'm using, for example, there is a tag called H1 tag. So that tag is for desktop. It should be uh, 2 REM, and for mobile, so tablet 1.5 REM, and mobile 1.2 REM. Okay. So in the sense, so this is a calculation, but mostly client won't provide exact these kind of details. Like let's say they will tell, okay, for desktop 2 and mobile 1.2. So in between the gap, they don't provide. So in the sense, like what I do is normally, to be honest, uh, I don't write media queries for like no for media query wise like no 360 pixel, 768 pixel, or more than 992 pixel. So it's like there's a method called like no calc method or min size method. So that will handle based on the responses. So we need to mention only for one size, and when the device shrink and enlarge, it will change it automatically.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, have you heard about specificity in CSS?
Um, give me an example. Give me a no,
Like
because
we
we missed.
we can write styles in many ways, right? Uh, to catch HTML, we have many ways, and
Okay, okay. So you are talking about the div and inside the arrow and then something like that, right?
kind of, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know the what is a theoretical term, but yes. So let's say we have a div element. Inside the div element, we have h1 and p tag and some other tag. So div element maybe like we have a class, or else like we have a div element, and we can point inside the div and this arrow,
Okay,
and
I'll correct it. So I'm talking about more kind of a priority. So when it comes to specificity, it's about priority. What rule should it? I mean, it should take from the document level. So, like let's say you have given this different. I mean, different style for the same element using classes, IDs. It's inline CSS and all. So do you
okay.
have the idea like what takes the priority when it comes to the document level?
Okay. So like we have to follow the classes. That is a correct way. So writing CSS for the ID is very bad way, and also inline CSS is another bad practice. So classes is the main thing, and if parent and we need to mention, BEM model, right? BEMO, BEMO
Okay.
Snacks model. So based on let's say for example like button, so BTN space and BTN underscore primary, so something like that. So we need to follow the BEM model concept or whatever the Max BEMO Max model concept, and so then we can point the correct structure like tree structure, and yeah, that is a correct way, to be honest. And if we are not following the BEM model, we can point the parent class, and we can point out the children based on the parent class.
Okay. So is there a way to overwrite any style in CSS level? Like,
Override means already we have a style and we need to override it, right?
yeah.
Yes, we can use a children, like no, we can point the children in child or children element, and that is one thing. And if it is not working, we need to uh, add exclamation important.
Okay. All right.
But to be honest, like no, that is not correct. That is not a best practice.
So have you heard about pseudo classes and pseudo elements?
Yes,
Can you explain what are pseudo classes, pseudo elements?
pseudo classes and pseudo elements. Okay, to be honest, I forgot that, but
I'll help
yeah,
you.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have list, right? So you want to add some style for the first element or the last element, you should not have that element, I mean the style.
Yes,
So how can you achieve that?
that is pseudo element. So you can point the end child and first child and last child, and based on the end child, we can point the number of child. That is pseudo.
Okay. And what's
So
the
to
difference?
be honest, Tarak, like now it's very hard to explain in theoretical way.
Yeah.
Uh, I think you understand the field because you also like the
Yeah.
same.
I get you. Yeah. So what is the difference between border books and content books?
Border box that will fit to the element, and content box will comes outer part of the element. Correct me if I'm wrong, because to be honest, that my I don't have a
Yeah,
correct
it's
answer.
about
But
the
border
width.
box, I'm fine.
Yeah, it's about the width of the element.
Okay, so border box is correct. It will give a border to the that particular area, and content maybe like it will give the
Yeah.
based on the width, right?
Yeah, content box means like it will take only the content width. If we give the border box size in border box, it will take the padding and border also
Padding
for
and
the
boarding also.
width. Yeah. Okay, so we can move to the JavaScript part. Can you explain the difference between null and undefined?
Null is zero. It's there is no value. Undefined means it's not defined. Basically.
Okay, so what are the scopes available in JavaScript?
Scope. Give me a small brief.
You know, in the script, we have different scopes. We have like basically 3 or 4 scopes we can see in our script. Like
Okay, so
so when we define something, there is a scope for that basically.
okay, mm, okay. To be honest, no idea. And may correct me if I'm wrong. Like no, as I told, like in React we don't do the directly scoping model, right? To be honest,
Yeah, but it
correct me if I'm wrong.
relates, I would say, because when you're defining variables, you should have the understanding what scope it takes, right? So
Okay.
basically, for each and every variable, we have scope. Like we have function scope, global scope,
Yeah.
local scope.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. So you are talking about okay. 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 So in the sense like no function is a function scope. Okay. So you're talking about the variable let and
yeah, it
constant,
relates.
something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Okay. So function is a what do you want? Like no, you are. Do I need to explain the let and
Yeah,
like?
better you can if you can explain about let constant var, like those are the 3 types we can define variables. No? So can you explain
Okay.
about var,
So
let, and const? Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Sorry. So y is a variable. Obviously, it's a global. Globally, we can assign it, and we can assign it inside the function as well. And we are not using var. Like no, we are using var, but we are not using. Nowadays, we are not using. So let and constant. So let. So what is the difference between let and constant? Is basically that is used inside the scope in the function inside the scope. And the only thing is like let is mutable, constant is unmutable.
Okay. What about redeclaration and reassignment with all those 3 variable types?
Constant you can't reassign it. You can't
Mhm.
reassign it. Let you can reassign where the time is up to you. Like no, you can reassign it
What about
many times.
redeclaration?
Read declaration, uh, constant. Uh, Constant you can't, but you can with let's say like no, if you want to read declare the objects you can use with constant. You can redeclare it, but let sorry, no, wrong, right? Yeah, okay.
You can't redeclare let and const variable types. You can update if you have any arrays of objects.
Yes,
You can't have the
so it's
same name
update,
for.
right? Yeah, it's not okay. It's update. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So have you heard about hoisting? Since we discussed the wallet and cost.
Voice thing, no.
Okay, okay. I'll come back to this later. So, any idea about closures in JavaScript?
Sorry,
Any idea about closures in the JavaScript? Closures.
no.
Okay. So, have you heard about debouncing or throttling?
In I have heard that, but I don't have any strong answer for that. I have heard. I have
Have you worked with search functionalities before?
search functionalities means that.
Like, have you implemented a search functionality in anywhere in your project? So,
So you mean like plugins kind of plugin, right? The search
let
plugin.
no, like plain. I mean, so let's say I need a simple search for my website or the content search or like a list search or
Yes.
something. So
Okay.
it's kind of related this debouncing concept.
Uh, so I couldn't understand the debouncing concept, but I have implemented it based on the Agora.
Mhm.
Uh, have you heard Agora?
No, no.
Agora, Agora is there, and yeah, so it's basically for the search capture.
Okay.
But debouncing, to be honest, I
Hmm.
no.
So it's about like improving the performance. Let's
Okay.
say when you search something, you when you say input, like let's say user is inputting five six characters at once. So
Okay.
do you search for all these five six characters when user entering, or you are searching it at once? So that
Uh,
that was the question. Like it's related with the debouncing concept. So yeah,
okay.
that's what I
So
was.
it's basically so I talking about the debouncing is means like no, based on the character, it should search
The
quicker
concept,
as soon as.
yeah, they are also we are using this debouncing concept. So we can like use that concept in areas like with the
Okay.
requirement. So yeah, no worries.
So I have done manually like no, as you said like no, based on the let's say like within one or two characters we show the whatever the search the whatever the based on the keywords show the list. So it's like based on like three character maybe like two character one character it's depend. I have done that, but I don't know what is the exact debouncing.
Okay, I'll explain
I
like
have
this.
done that manually.
Okay, so you are searching your
So yeah,
name, right?
so, okay,
RAGJENDAR, right? So I want to search your name after you enter this all seven letters, right? If
okay,
you search it while you are entering RAJ, so if you start searching there, then you will
okay.
fire 4 5 maybe API calls or something. It's useless, right?
Yes, exactly. Okay,
So there we are using this debouncing concept. You can maybe
okay,
know about that. Like it's related to this timeouts and all. Anyway, yeah, you can.
okay.
Uh,
Okay, so basically, I have done the API call based on one or two, three characters. Like, no, it will show as autocomplete, like it show as a suggestion. And that time, like, no, it's API call and it's taking the value based on one or two, three characters. That is correct. That is I have done. But I don't know what is the debouncing term, something linked to this scenario.
all right,
Okay.
no worries. Yeah, yeah. So have you heard about this event bubbling or event capturing
Even
in?
bubbling, no idea, but even capturing, yes, like no, mouse event and on scroll, click, something like that.
Okay, so when you let's take the click, right? So when you click something in the document, so
Okay.
we have these HTML elements as parent child, likewise, right?
Okay.
So let's say I have two events, one in parent, one in child, right? So
Okay.
what fires first in normal JavaScript if I click some element? So
Okay. So for example, we have a div. Inside the div, we have a button, and so button the div also we have a mouse click, and the button also we have mouse click,
yeah,
right? So it will take uh, the first level, like no, it means like after the div, what is there? But so it will take the button first and then div.
why? Why button first?
Why means like based on the tree structure, right?
Yeah, that's related to this event bubbling and event capturing. So that's the default
Okay.
behavior. You are right. Child will execute first, but we can move this other way around as well with event capturing.
Uh, okay. So I never done that, but I have done something this. So if you want to let's say like no, if you want to capture the div element click, we can make the div element on top of the button,
Okay. Yeah.
something like that. So
Uh,
that is based on the CSS or whatever. Like no, we can do in a different way.
okay. So what about spread and rest operator? Have you used them in your projects?
Spread operator dot something.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say that. It will take all the values. Let's say there is a product list and product title, description there, and some things there, and we need to take all the things. We can take all the things with spread operators at once. We don't need like product dot item, product title, product dot description. We don't need
What about rest operator?
rest operator. No, no idea.
Okay. Have you used? You should use the destructuring, array object destructuring.
Destructuring, yes, bro. But can you give me a small example?
Yeah,
Like, because some term I
kind of similar. These two concepts are like kind of similar. This spread and rest, like in React, especially when we are passing props, so getting properties out of these props, so we are using this rest operator. It's also
uh
the same thing. Like
So
when
you are talking about the prop drilling.
not really. I'll come to that later. Never mind. So you can search on this also, since we have the time is limited. Okay. Have you used slice methods or splice methods in the?
Yes, yes.
So can you explain it?
Uh, Slice and splice both are more into same. Like no, the slice method you can initiate the first value and the last value, first index and the last index. You can slice it and spice. That is also similar to that, but okay, I'm giving up.
Okay, okay. So there is a difference. You can check
The
on
slice
it.
is correct, right? The
Yeah,
slice is
slice
correct.
is good. Yeah, splice is also similar, but not. We have big difference. Okay. Can you explain the event loop in JavaScript?
Uh, yeah, while and
No, not
for, right?
really. No. Like there is a mechanism called the event loop. So in JavaScript, in runtime, uh, like this is the mechanism they are following. So have you heard about this event loop?
Uh, uh, okay, no idea, bro. Maybe like if you give small example, I can catch up.
Yeah,
But
like
yeah, fine. To be
so.
honest, like
Have
I don't know.
you heard about this assumption? You know about this assumption features, right?
Yes. Okay.
So how it behaves in the script level? This
Okay.
assumption
So
function.
yeah. Okay. So let's say a synchronous function means like something like fetching the data, right?
Okay.
So it will go and call the data and then come to the server means like it will take the server and come to the DOM means it will take some time delay. So in the sense like we need to we need to make it an asynchronous function. So it's obvious. And for that purpose, we need like no. So sorry, what was your question? So that is
Yeah,
how it works.
yeah. How it works? These synchronous functions. Like so, you are saying. So what are the keywords you are using?
Uh, Keywords means the
Yeah,
functions, right?
yeah. For the synchronous
Okay,
features. Okay.
you can like let's we have a function and try catch is there inside the function, and that function the constant value function you can use inside the use effect to
Okay.
relate.
So to make a function asynchronous, there is a specific keyword you should use.
Async
Yeah,
is
async.
ASY.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Then
await should be there for the delay.
yeah.
That's why we are using.
So in the meantime, do you think that the script will stop the execution of the other scripts?
No, so we can use a different way. Like we can show a loading
No, no, like
or
so you have to understand this correctly. So you are using asynchronous async function and you are waiting for the results, right?
result.
But
Okay.
in the like in your script, you have other lot of functions you have wrote, right? Those
Okay.
should execute, right? Those functions can't wait for that API call or something like that, right?
Yeah.
If you click
Okay.
on something else, it should close or it should propose. Those should work, right?
Okay.
So how this thing happen in JavaScript level, in the script level?
Okay. So in React, if you see like React will apply the
Yeah.
everything's.
Okay. Now forget about React. I'm asking in JavaScript
Okay.
level.
Uh, mm,
Maybe you can check more on this because this event loop involves here. So this is the backbone. Like in JavaScript, everything goes through this execution context. I mean the event loop. So maybe you can learn more
okay.
about
So
it.
if I want to explain in React, I can explain, but
Yeah,
I don't know how to explain JavaScript. So if you want, I can explain in React.
I'll come to React. I'll come to React. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So let's jump into this React part. So what do you identify as a single page application? How it differ from the other normal applications?
Yeah, so single page application means without refreshing, we are showing the data. That is a
Okay.
simple answer.
How React handles that in React?
Uh, it basically it's using the virtual DOM and it's keeping the data and like without the refreshing, it's showing. It's like
Uh,
that's how it's virtual DOM.
okay. What is the mechanism they are using for this? Like,
Uh,
so can you explain more about virtual DOM, like how it behaves?
how it behaves means
So what is virtual DOM?
okay. So virtual DOM is not real DOM. So basically, we can't see the code in the DOM. We can't see any code in the inspect mode. So it will keep it as a temporary memory and giving it.
Okay. So like uh, how this like it's not refreshing, I mean not reloading the whole page, right? So do you have any idea about how it managing this virtual DOM, like
Mm, manage. It's that's what I say. It's keeping it in the memory and giving it. It's not memory. I don't know. Mm, okay, I don't have a proper answer. So yeah,
so what is the components life cycle? So can you explain the React component life cycle?
life cycle. Okay, so give some idea. I mean,
So
the thing is
from
like I don't know what is actually life.
yeah,
Okay,
when so component has different phases in
okay,
their life, right? So from mounting to unmounting. So that's the life cycle. We have a life cycle for each component. We had like some methods in class-based components, and we can achieve these life cycle methods in the functional components as well. So do you have any idea about this concept?
Mm, still I can't understand the life cycle, but let me know. Like, no, you are talking about the components coding, how it
Okay.
works, right?
I'll ask in this way. So I want to maybe execute something, do something when component mount into when components mount into the DOM. So how can we achieve that? After component mount, right? After component mount to the DOM, I should run something, some function or something. So how can we achieve this?
Can okay.
Let's say I
Like
only do it. I only wanted to do this once, only once.
okay, okay.
So how can I do this?
So you can use effect,
Hmm.
and if you want, no, let's say like if you want to show that particular component for particular reason, let's say like user ID changing, the component should be changed. Means you can call the user ID as a dependencies inside the user.
So so there is
Actually, I can't
yeah.
understand the
Okay.
question to be honest.
Okay. So I want to run something like after the component gets mounted in the DOM, right? And I want to
Fine.
do it
Okay.
only once, right? So basically, we have a way in this React, maybe functional components or class-based components. For both the components, we have a mechanism to achieve this. So you write like use effect, but you have to explain more about this. Like if you use use effect, it runs every time, right?
No, use effect and the box bracket is blank. It runs every time.
Okay.
And if you want to run only some dependence changes, let's say that's what I say. Use I let's say you are changing the user ID or username, then it will change. It should change means you need to pass the that user ID or username inside the box. It's a dependency.
Yeah, dependency array. Okay, okay. I'll take that. So how can
So
we run something after destroy the component? So after unmounting. So how we you will achieve
after unmounting, what do you want to do?
anything like when the component gets unmounted from the DOM, I need to do something else. Or let's say I just want to know like that's happened or not. So how can I know in script level, code level?
To be honest, still couldn't get the correct idea. Like okay, whatever. Like okay, you go on.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move to the next section. Like yeah. So have you used higher order components?
Yes.
So what it means like
I order components are one purpose, like to be securing the page. I have done one time for securing the page. Let's say there's a page called welcome page, and without login, you can't go to the welcome page. Okay, so that is a scenario. So that particular scenario, I have used the IOTA component, and I'm passing the children as a prompt, and the welcome in the welcome page, I'm calling that IOTA component, and inside binding the welcome component inside the IOTA.
all right. So you mentioned about prop drilling. Can you explain it?
Okay, so prop drilling means like okay, so we have component A and component B. Okay, gives component A and component B, and component A, we need to pass some prop. Let's say um, some name. Let's say some name. So name is a prop, and inside the B, we are calling the component A and passing the same prop as a property. And we can have another component, and we need to make we can pass the A, sorry, B inside the C component, and we need to do the property one more time. So that is how it goes the property, and that is not a correct way. Property is not the best way.
So what's the solution?
One or two components, that is fine, but
Hmm.
if you are using multiple components, like 10 components, you need to pass. That's
How do you avoid this?
we can avoid that. We can use user or like context API, something like that.
Okay. Have you used context API in your projects?
Yes. For theming concept. For theming concept.
Okay. Okay. So have you used Redux?
Yes, for like no, I have done with it's a little bit complicated product, and we used Redux as a state management.
Okay. Can you explain the main phases?
Okay, so Redux is basically for state management, for complicated product, complicated project or product, and that is for client side. So not the server side. So that is a basic explanation, and you can initial the value, and you can whatever like adding, updating, deleting, and whatever the things we can call inside the Redux, and we can dispatch it wherever we want.
Okay. So
But I know this is not the correct theoretical explanation, but that is how it works.
okay. No worries. So okay, one last question. So how do you handle a large list or large amount of data in React application?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So basically, like there are multiple ways. Like one is virtualization. So that is I have done that. I have done that, and the pagination also another thing. Uh, and yes, virtualization is the current trend. Like no, rather like pagination for
Yeah.
like maybe it is okay for the dashboard scenario, but let's say like if you're creating like Facebook kind of or LinkedIn kind of things, like when you're scrolling down and down, and so that that particular kind of scenario, virtualization is a best way.
Okay.
I have done React video.
Windows.
That
Okay.
is a
Great. All right. Okay, with that we can complete the theory round. So